Hello friends, I'm Dr. Anurag Shrimal, Director Liver Transplant Surgery with keen interest in liver transplants, living donor liver transplants and pediatric liver transplants. Today in this educative video, I will talk about the types of liver transplants and the differences between living donor and diseased donor liver transplants. Friends, liver transplant is a complex surgery. In this surgery, there is always a donor and a recipient involved. Now, let's talk about the recipient surgery first. So, the recipient surgery is done in an individual who has got end-stage liver disease, which is cirrhosis of liver, sometimes acute or chronic liver failures, patients with liver cancers, sometimes patients with acute liver failures. So, a healthy individual develops a severe liver injury and now is in the ICU in a short span of 1 to 2 weeks and require a liver transplant. So these are the various indications for liver transplantation. After a thorough evaluation of the recipient, the cardiopulmonary evaluation of the recipient will determine if the patient's physiologic condition is fit to undergo a liver transplant surgery. These patients may opt for a living donor liver transplant where a family member is donating a part of their liver, or if there is no donor option in the family, we may list them on the deceased donor or cadaver liver transplant wait list. After all the legal clearances, we can proceed with a living donor liver transplant. In cases of cadaver donor liver transplant or deceased donor liver transplant, after being on the wait list, whenever they are allocated a liver as per the government wait list and allocation, they immediately come to the hospital and undergo the liver transplant surgery. Let's talk about recipient surgery. Now, in the recipient surgery, first the recipient is anesthetized, and that is put to sleep. Our anesthesia team has a lot of work to do, which includes putting them to sleep, putting them on a ventilator with an endotracheal tube, securing the large bore lines, central lines, arterial lines, Foley's catheterization, good positioning of them, and this is what prepares them for a transplant surgery. In the liver transplant surgery, we first make sure that the donor liver is good, and only then we start the recipient surgery. Now, the recipient surgery, the incision is like an L or a reverse L, scientifically called as Makuchi's incision. We open the abdomen, again look that there is no contraindication to proceed, which is the case almost always. We proceed with the surgery. In the first part of the surgery, what is called as the dissection phase, we remove the diseased liver. This phase of the operation has to be carefully executed so that there is no excess bleeding, and it sets the stage for the next stage of the operation. The next phase of the operation is what is called as the anhepatic phase. So during this phase, we have put in clamps on the blood vessels which are supplying the blood either to or out of the liver, get a bloodless field, remove the old liver, and then put the new liver in, make the joints of the blood vessels. These are very, very fine blood vessels, and with meticulous surgical techniques using magnifications or surgical loops, sometimes the operating microscopes, we make these joints. After these joints are made, we will now proceed to the third phase of this operation, what is called as the reperfusion phase. In the reperfusion phase, we remove these clamps and re-establish the blood supply to the liver. The liver starts working immediately. It's a lot of anesthesia challenge to handle the three phases in the same patient in a very short duration of time and maintain them well during the anesthesia. After we have re-established the blood supply to the liver, we do an intraoperative Doppler, so an ultrasound probe, and we study the flow of blood through the liver and ensure that it is very good or optimal for the liver. Once we have achieved that, the next step is to make the joints of the bile duct. After we have completed this, we secure hemostasis. We should ensure that all blood vessels are sealed well, there is no blood which is being lost, all the capillary ooze is well controlled. We place drains, we close the abdomen. With the meticulous techniques that we follow, our transfusion rates are now bare minimum, and around 90 to 95% of our patients wake up in the operation theater after a liver transplant and are shifted to the liver ICU in a stable condition. Their recovery phase lasts for the next around say 10 to 14 days. The first few days, say around 3 to 5 days, they spend in the ICU with their recovery, and then they are shifted to the ward where they recover well and are then ready for discharge. Friends, liver transplant now is a very safe operation. The outcomes for the recipient, the discharge rates at our own institution are to the tune of 95 to 97%. So that means that out of 100 patients who undergo this complex operation or the most complex surgery on human body, around 95 to 97% of them get better and go home and have a very good outcome. Friends, stay tuned for more educative videos coming up. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.